Okay, so my screen visible to you?
Yeah.
Okay, the thing is that it is not working for my. Actually, I have many softwares like
Yeah.
Eclipse, PyCharm, and many more softwares. So
Yeah.
the thing is that I have opened my you can say old project, and
Okay.
you can see over the reports over here. Okay, now
Yeah.
when I do that command like allure dir pytest
Yeah.
allure dir and the reports, it will uh, create a reports folder over here like this.
Okay.
Okay, you should try by yours in the your computer on your PC. If it doesn't works, then we will see that what we can do, but it will work.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
I think so. Some settings has been changed. I don't know what is the. It is not working on my PC because I
Okay.
have tried on another PC. It is working.
Okay.
Okay, so that the command that I had told you like this: pytest allure dir equal to under you can say in the quotes dot forward slash reports. Then it will make a
Okay.
reports folder like this. Now it
Okay.
has some JSON files. Now to view this report, what you have to do? Suppose if I want to view this now, first of all, just right click on your project, copy the path, just absolute path. Okay, then go to your here and you
Yeah.
just open it here, just paste it over here. Like, okay, now here,
Yeah.
this is your project path. Okay, now
Yeah.
again, just click on this, clear it and type CMD or just
Okay.
paste it. If you do this, then you see it is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, now what you have to do, again, you say allure serve and the same thing, mm, double quotes dot slash reports. Okay, now if I do this, now this is how you can see your reports.
Okay.
Okay, whatever the test cases that you have run in your things, it will give you here
Okay.
defects. Okay, suits, anything. It will give you report like test add, test difference, test multiply, and you can see over here. Okay,
Yeah.
here. Okay, this is setup. That is test standard output. Anything. Okay, so you can see. So this is how you can work with your alert reports.
Okay.
Okay, uh, I think so. Okay, mm, okay, just okay. So let's move forward. Now, the uh, now we have to say, suppose if I want to run my test cases parallelly.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand parallelly that at the same times all the test cases which are going to run parallelly will execute at the same time, not one
Yeah.
by one, but
Yeah.
execute at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, so for that we have something known as pytest-xdist. Okay, so this is a simple command. Just copy this command and in your command prompt, so in your command prompt, just run this command. Okay, it will tell me that requirement already satisfied because it is already in my system.
Okay.
Okay, and To run in PyCharm, again you have to go File, Settings, okay, then your project name, Python interpreter, then click on plus icon and again type pytest-xdist. Okay, so this is, click on this and install the package. Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose I will create a new package, new Python package, and name it as, say, test cases. Okay, now I will make 4 files inside this. Say um, test underscore one. Say test underscore two. Then say test underscore three. Say new test underscore 4. So in my first file, what will I do? I will make one class test underscore one def test one, just a print statement. I am in test one. Okay, and say okay, say I'm in test one. Save it. Okay, so just copy this. Test two. Say test two. I'm in test two. Test three. And save in test 4. 4, 4. Okay, now what will I do? Uh, say right click, copy path reference absolute, and in my command prompt, I will remove command prompt. Okay, say Siri. Okay, now I'm in my test cases. Okay, now what can I do? Say pytest minus s minus v minus n 4. Okay. Now run with 4. It has run with 4. You can say 4 workers. You can see 4 workers, 4 items. Okay.
Okay.
Now suppose if I want to run this with 2. Now I will just write pytest minus s minus v minus n 2. Okay. Now if you see over here, 2 workers.
Yeah.
Okay. Now if I write it like auto, then 4 workers. Okay,
Yeah. So when you say
which
two, what does it do?
now if you see only two. Now suppose there are 4 persons, four tasks are there, and
Yeah.
there are 4 persons. So one person will do each task. But
Yeah.
when I assign 2 persons and there are 4 tasks, so one person will do 2 tasks. And see,
Okay.
2 workers, so they are doing the 4 items, 2 workers, which will do which item, that is not depending on me,
Yeah.
that is
Okay.
depending on the system.
Got it.
Okay. Now, suppose if it doesn't works properly, okay, sometimes it will give you error, some error. So what you have to do, you have to write pip install py directory. If it is not working properly, then you have to give this command. It will, you can say, uh, install the remaining thing that is not in your system. It will just like this requirement already satisfied. Okay, so you have to, if it is giving you any error, just run this command pip install py directory.
Yeah.
Okay, so which test goes in which part is not decided by you or me. It will be randomly pick. If you give 3 workers, now suppose if I give 3 workers, okay, now here you can see three
Three
workers,
workers,
four
four
items, four
items.
items. So I don't know which worker will give the two, which worker will give the one. Now if you see here, it has going for the fourth test and it has gone for the second test. Here
Yeah.
it is same thing. Okay, so which will go with the which one? I don't know. Suppose if I do it with again now GW2 3 and if
Yeah.
you look at GW2 3 and GW0 4 and 2 4 and 2. Now it is going with the same thing, but you cannot decide that it will go same in every test. Okay, uh, say I will, what will I do? I will deliberately in my test one, I just write assert false. Okay, now suppose if I run this again, okay, now one failed, three passes. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can assign as many markers as you want, but not more than test cases. Okay, so it will automatically by the system
So
settings.
if
Mhm,
I have to choose, like if I have 100 test cases, then I'll
mhm.
always provide 100, right? Like just for me.
Just you can go with the auto.
Okay.
Okay,
But
you
I
can go
can
with
be
the auto.
any number. Like if
Yeah,
there
it
are
can be a
1,000
number.
test cases, 1,000.
Yeah. Now, if you see why I'm doing this, the 4 test cases, because I want to run them parallelly.
Yeah.
That means 4 test cases will run parallelly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So if I want to run them parallelly, then the number of test cases should be equal to the number
Yeah.
that we are giving here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, say now this is all about the parallel thing. Now the next thing is, let's say we will, the next topic is data providers. Okay. Now say new Python file, say test underscore a. Okay. Now, what will I be doing? That that is for the login process, and we know that for the login process, we need two things. One is username, and another thing is password.
Yeah.
Okay, we need these two things for the login process. Okay,
Yes.
so what will I do? I can like say make a function like def data, or just what I'll do, I will make a new file, say data provider. Okay. Okay. Now data provider. In this, I have my simple function known as data. Okay, and it is contain of data list, which is a type of this, and it will return me data list. Okay. What this function is doing, it is giving me a list. Okay. Now here I will say username, password. Okay, and say data list will give me username and password. Okay. Now I'm not going to hardcore my username and password here. That I will just pass in the arguments. So whatever the data I'm passing over here will be get into the list. Okay. Now coming back to my test underscore a, what will I do? I will make a class test underscore a, say def test underscore a, just write a print statement in test underscore a. Okay. Now I want to send some of the username and password. So what will I do? First of all, I will say import uh, data provider. I say data provider dot data, say user one, say pass one. Okay, but I'm not going to do this.
Okay.
Why? Because suppose if I have more than one username and password, okay, so I have to call this function again and again, again and again. Okay,
Yeah.
so what will I do here? At the rate pytest dot mark dot parameterize. Okay, and username comma password comma now. Here my user one password. Okay, and serve name password. Okay. And instead of this, what will I do? I will say print data provider dot data username password. Okay, now if I run this just a minute, Okay, now if I failed in import path, okay, in import path, where it is giving me error. Hmm, self username password. Am I doing something wrong? Pytest dot mark dot parameterize first username password and one user password. Oh, wait, dot data is all right. No module named. Why it is giving me error? Just a minute. Importing valid Python names. Hmm. Uh, are you understanding the error?
No, I didn't even understand the concept first. I mean, I understood that we are providing username and password, but
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking if it will run, I'll understand how it's working.
It is saying me while importing test module, the test case is test underscore A. Okay. Say,
So in
test.
this one,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
we are providing the username and password, right?
Yes.
And then we are calling the data provider here, right? Data
Mm-hmm.
provider dot data, and then
Mm-hmm.
passing the username and password. So user one and
Mm-hmm.
password one go from here. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think this one is okay.
Uh, suggest me any name of the file. Uh,
Test ABC.
ABC. Okay. Save it. And if I run it again, the
Mhm.
same error. Have
If can you go back to test ABC, please?
Take, you can say 1 minute. Uh,
No, no, don't delete it.
okay, I've deleted. Okay. Uh, yeah.
The parameterized spelling is incorrect. Parameter TE.
Parameterize.
Yeah.
No, it is meterize. It's the same. If
Okay.
you say, if I copy this, you can see it's a
At paras dot mark. Yeah.
okay. So that is not a problem.
Mm. What's not up?
It's giving me error because if I want, I can now suppose here.
So I
Now I
asked
do it.
ChatGPT what the problem is. It said that username and password should not be separate. You should pass username and password names together. So it should be a
Okay, okay,
double
okay,
quote.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yes, yes, my mistake. Okay, okay. Now I want, if I want to send more data, I can send more data. Like say, user two, user three. Okay. Now, now suppose if I have to pass 20 set of data, then I
One
have to write.
question. So
Mhm.
the data provided or data you deleted, right?
Mm, mm, um, mm, what are you saying? Where the data provided this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a. You can say this one.
Okay.
It is. I'm just passing here username password, and it is returning me the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, one by one, one by one, one by one.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, now suppose if I have passed to 30 sets of data, then I have to pass this sets 30 times, which is not a right thing to do.
Yeah.
Plus one thing more that I have to add one more parameter, then I have to make changes in every set.
Yes.
Okay, so what we can do, what we can make an argument in the form of dictionary. Okay, now say what I will do, making argument in the form of dictionary. Dictionary like uh, like sorry, key value, key value.
Yeah.
Like say if I want to pass the data, I will pass it like username, say user one, then password pass one. And again, if I want to pass another, then I say just copy this username user two, password pass two. If the third one is then username user three, password three. Okay, I will pass in the form of this thing. In every pair, there is a key that is a column name, that is your username, and column name remains always the same. The third will username is always there. The value will remain gonna change.
Yes.
Understand the concept or not?
Yes.
Okay, now if I talk about the say Excel thing, suppose if I want to write Excel data, suppose if I have a username and I have my password. Okay, now here it says user one, say user two, say user three, and it has say one, say two, say three. Okay, now if I want to pass this first will be the username user one, second will be password one, then username user two, password two, username user three, password three. So every time
Oh,
key will be the same, value will gonna change.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
now what will I do? I will make a here data provider. I will make a new function, say def data one, anything in the data list, okay, and say data set equal to now. Right now, I am hard coding,
Yeah.
but later on, we will read this data from any file, external file.
Okay.
Say username, uh, user one, and say password, say password, okay, and say data data list dot append dot data set return data list. Okay, and here what will I do? I will just comment this one, say def test underscore b. Okay, now just write print in test underscore b. Okay, and again I will do the same thing, say at the rate pytest dot mark dot dot parameterize. Now here I will say argwells and say data provider dot data one. Okay, and I will pass the same argwells. Okay, and here I say print. Okay, now if I run this, I say username user one, password pass one.
Yeah.
Okay, now suppose here what will I do? I will go with two more data set, say one, then two, and say username two, password pass two, and say three, three, then three as well. Then say three. Okay. Now if I run this, now you see username, user1, password, pass1. So I can pass. Now here you see that here I'm just passing the arguments here, and it
Yeah.
will take as many data as it want, and the data is from here. Right now I'm hard coding it, but later on we will send this data from Excel or maybe text file or any other file. Okay.
Okay.
So this is, I'm just giving you the introduction so that when we doing the things in our framework, you will not get confused. You have to
Yeah.
just remember these concepts that
Yeah.
we can do these things. And why are we doing this? So that we cannot do this type of thing. Now suppose if I want to change the value, I have to change everything. If I want to add one more column, then I have to add here as well. Okay, so to avoid this, we will use this type of thing. Can say this type of thing. We're just appending the data and add it. Appending data, add it. Okay, right now, suppose here, we data list dot append dot data set. Now say again here, say here. Okay, okay. But it will not work, I think so. But I would just want to show you it is work. Okay,
Yeah.
so what I have done, I am using the same thing and I am pass as many data as I want.
Yeah.
Okay, so later on we will pass this data. Right now I'm hard coding, but later on we will read this data from some external file.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, now so till now we have done something about Pythons. That's now we will talk about Selenium. Okay,
Okay.
now how to install Selenium into your PC or you can say into your project. Okay, now go to the official website of their Selenium.
Abhijit, can we stop till here and start Selenium from tomorrow?
Just an introduction. Just
Okay.
an introduction. It's a very small topic. I'm not going to
Okay.
say that you have to do this, do that. No, don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Okay, just it's a 5 to 10 minutes, not more than that.
Okay.
Or
Sure.
maybe it's
Sure.
less than that. I'm not going into the coding thing right now. I'm just going to give you introduction that right now we are talking about Selenium. So how to
Okay.
install this into our system or into our project in PyCharm. Okay,
Okay.
the official website. Okay, then into their downloads here. Yeah, Python here. Go to this thing. Okay, say now here you can say pip install Selenium. Just copy this command, go to your command prompt, okay, and just paste it over there. Pip install Selenium. It will say my requirement already satisfied. Okay,
Yeah.
this is for the Eclipse thing, but for the PyCharm, what you have to do, you have to include the package. Again, the same thing: file, settings, project names, Python interpreter. Click on plus icon. Then here, just type Selenium. Okay, now here you can see Selenium. Go
Yeah.
to install the package. Okay, this will install the Selenium into your PyCharm. For the Eclipse thing, just you have to write a command pip install Selenium.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just how you can install Selenium into your system. Okay, so later on we are not going to talk about anything about sets, something like that, but we will now discuss about the say strategies regarding locator strategy, that how to find an element. So what do you know by web element?
Any so a web element exists in the HTML code of the page, and we can locate it. Uh, like
So
different web elements are there on the page. Like a login button is a web element in the HTML code.
suppose you are a teacher and I'm a newcomer and you want to give me a knowledge of web element. How will you can explain me? Suppose I'm a child to you and you are my teacher. So how will you explain me that web element is? Because don't have any knowledge regarding Selenium,
So if
regarding
there's
any
a
HTML, anything. I don't have any knowledge.
So if you're seeing a web page, you see the front end, but at the back end, there is a HTML code that is written for everything that you see on the front end. So, like you see on this Teams page as well, you have a leave button, mic button, share button. What all buttons you see here are all written in the HTML format in the backend code. So you can find the location of that particular element. So these are all web elements on the page. Now
Okay.
you can, yeah,
Yeah, this that is a good one. Okay, so suppose if I want to give the say knowledge about web element, I will say anything you can see on this page is known as web element,
yeah,
whether that is a button, link, image, anything that you can
yeah,
see on this page is known as web element. Okay, so this is known as web element,
yeah,
like image, like this button, like this text, okay, like this links, everything that you can see on this web page is known as web element. And if I want to find the web element on that page, suppose if I want to click this button but I don't want to click by this mouse, I want to click on my page. So how can I do it? I have to find the address of that element. How to
yeah,
find an address of the element? There are various techniques. We will talk about XPath mainly because XPath, in my opinion, is the better technique. You can find the element by any other techniques. Like say, if I'm going to this page, you can see if I inspect it now here. Yeah, you can see ID. There can see ID. ID, if you can find the thing by ID, that's a good thing because ID is the unique thing.
yeah,
This ID, it is the value is not going to be same for any another web element. This is the
yeah,
unique thing. ID is the most unique thing. After that, we have another thing like by CSS selector, okay, then XPath, then class name. Class name we will not because suppose this form control is used by another element as well. So it is not a unique thing.
yeah.
Then we will go for the X path then. Okay.
Okay.
So suppose here, sorry, it close it. So if you can see over here, it will install many things now. Here it's my Selenium. It's the latest version. You can go with the different versions as well. Okay. So when you type Selenium, it has the versions. You can go with the lower versions as well. In the
Okay.
Python, go for the latest version or go for the one or two versions down if you want.
Sure.
Because latest version has always some problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next thing, say, uh, okay, now the next thing, say I will take a new module, say Python package, say 9 module. Okay, now if I add one more file, say name it as Selenium 1 for just for understanding. Now Here, if we I want to launch the browser, so we have something known as uh, WebDriver Manager. Okay, now for installing this WebDriver Manager into system, or you want to run in Eclipse, you have to write pip install WebDriver Manager. Okay, it will already set to your requirement already satisfied. Okay, but for again for your PyCharm, again you have to go file, settings, project name, Python interpreter, click on per second, then here WebDriver minus manager. Okay, don't go for any other things, it will give you problem. Okay, so WebDriver Manager, the same thing. Okay, you can specify the version. Suppose click on this and you can specify the version. Go for the lower version or just install the latest one. So every time you will make a new project, you have to do all these things again. If you want to PyTest, Selenium, WebDriver Manager, or say uh, pytest-xdist. So you have to do all things again.
Yeah.
Okay, say now, okay, I will say from say Selenium import WebDriver. Okay, now say driver equal to WebDriver. Now if I press dot, now you can see Edge, Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, and you will find every type of browser there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have done with that Selenium. We have done with WebDriver Manager. I will just open the browser only today. Say Chrome options. Okay, say here. Okay, I will just pass options. Okay, say driver equal to uh, first of all we have to import two more things from Selenium. Just write it for the first time, and then we will just copy these lines and paste it into our page, or you can say class WebDriver dot Chrome dot service import service as Chrome service. Okay, driver is equal to WebDriver dot Chrome service equal to Chrome service Chrome Chrome. Okay, I have to import one more thing from WebDriver Manager dot Chrome import import Chrome Driver Manager. Okay, now we'll say copy paste dot install. I know this is a little bit confusing thing, but you will get to know what I'm doing in that time. Say driver dot get, and say I will copy this Okay, or just a simple .com. The writer equal to driver dot driver dot get driver dot title and print title is title. Okay, now I will tell you what I'm doing. Just first run this. Now you see it has
Mm.
important and it just vanishes away. I'm not going to talk about right now. But the thing is that it has just run. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what I have done here, like suppose what happened, uh, this line, what it will do, it will go for your latest, whatever the versions in your system of your Chrome. Okay. It will just install it every time you run it. Right now,
Okay.
I'm not giving any Chrome path. No, I have just telling the system, telling my this driver that whatever the Chrome is there in my system, just pick it up and install it.
Okay.
Okay, it will just pick up the say suppose if I'm going to share my code, suppose if I'm getting some path, that path is belong to my computer, not yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you will get an error. But
Yeah.
if you do this thing, you will not get it because this line will pick the version of your Chrome driver, not mine.
Okay.
Okay, this will being asked in the interview that why we should do this. What is the good thing about this thing? So you can say suppose if I'm passing my project to another person, then it
Yeah.
will pick that Chrome driver version of that particular system, not mine system.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
it will install the driver, Chrome drivers, that version of your Chrome into your system. Version of
Yeah.
Chrome is there into your system.